Hi everyone, today is January 15th and this morning I got up early around 6:30 and I was going to take my kids to school. So I got in the car like at 7. And then when I arrived to go pick them up, like 10 minutes later, like 7:10, I checked my phone and I had a couple messages of, no, both of the kids, their legs still hurt and soccer training and something at school on Monday. So actually, you can go back to sleep. I was like, I'm outside. I just arrived. Oh, sorry. Yeah. So I went back home, parked the car, finished drinking the coffee that I had made and doing some mental things, I don't know, like word games on the New York Times and chess stuff and some messages. And then I went to walk back near the park and sit down and watch the ducks and then on the way back pick up some bread at the bakery, some fruit from the fruit stand and then get some breakfast and then get ready for my first class. And I had 2 classes, then a break. I was practicing a little bit the cello. I haven't played that in a while, so I was trying to get the fingerings and trying to get like where the position. It's still kind of awkward. I know it's supposed to be somewhere around the neck, but trying to get it to like in between my knees and then the here, and then trying to get the hand positions. I know I kind of usually skip this finger, so it's mostly like index and then ring and pinky to get the first notes of the scales, or at least that first position, and then trying to remember a little bit for the like minuet and G. And I was just recording myself doing that, and I was noticing how the very first instant I published something like, hey, I'm doing this, like that inner critic of like, oh, I haven't done this in a while, and oh, I know I'm not sitting correctly. Oh, I know I'm not. So like before anybody else says anything, it's just this auto critic and having to kind of make excuses or start saying kind of negative things about ourselves before anybody else had the opportunity to do it. So it's it kind of really kicks in the nervous system, unfortunately. And so I noticed that a lot of students do that as well, where it's like, oh, I haven't been speaking English for a long time. Oh, I forget. Oh, I know my, yeah. And it's just, it's not good. It doesn't create a good impression. Or, you know, instead of just creating like a positive image, like, hey, this is something I enjoy doing. I'm learning. I make mistakes. I'm not perfect. Nobody's perfect. And by the way, if you have something that could be helpful for me to learn, please share that with me and share it with me the way you would like me to talk to one of your family members. Like, the way you're about to talk to me, do you want me to say the same thing to, I don't know, your grandmother, your mother, your sister, your parents, your best friend, your children? Like, is that the same kind of reciprocal thing that you would like to see other people talking that way too? And if not, then don't. That was just sharing the fact that I'm practicing and like I'm trying to learn and do things. So but that instant reflection of like, oh, I'm gonna make a self-critique and I'm gonna say something, and I'm expecting random strangers on the internet to say something critical, say something mean, something like it's not healthy. It's not good. That was just like a little bit of a learning opportunity to realize like, why am I wired this way, and how do I try to reframe that to be more positive. And then I had another class right now, and we were working a lot on pronunciation and going back to like the music, for example, like piano, like scales and technique, and making sure that the lesson is a balance between, okay, we're doing some technique, we're setting a foundation for skills, and we're doing some expression, and we're also doing a little bit more. So it feels like we can apply the theory and the practice and enjoy it. So it isn't just all, I don't know, boring technique and we get frustrated. That's not the intention. So finding that balance where we try to kind of push ourselves, but then realize that in practice, in an enjoyable way, we want to enjoy it. We don't want to just have that inner critique and go like, yeah, like I'm not making any progress. And I was also taking a picture right now of a avocado seed that I've been soaking in water for 2 months now. I mean, I keep regularly changing the water, so it's fresh. But the root has started to come out and spiral, and I can start to see like a little bit of the bud. It's still below the top of the seed, but it's probably going to come out soon. And so that's 2 months of. It's not overnight. It's definitely not overnight. So if you start soaking that stuff and you're going like, where is it? Hurry up. These things go slow. So you have to kind of give yourself that same level of patience and mindset to just keep going. Another day. Don't stop. At some point, it's going to happen. If you give up now, then yeah, fine. It's never going to happen. But as long as you keep putting those little efforts in, it will pay off. And it's definitely the same thing I'm noticing here with speaking in all 6 languages every day for 4.5 years. It's also that soaking a seed in water. In my case, it's like 4 years of soaking this in water and kind of, okay, keep changing the water, stay positive, keep doing it, don't give up. And yeah, there's definitely roots, and then at some point something to blossom and out of that and turn into like some tree. And even then with like this avocado seed, I read that it's gonna possibly another 10 years before I can get my first avocado. But wouldn't that be cool if like 10 years from now I can say, hey, that thing that I just decided to do, I've got my first avocado. I mean, that's going to be really, it would be cool to see. Hola a todos. Hoy es el 15 de enero y estoy hablando del día. En la mañana me levanté temprano para llevar a los niños a la escuela, pero finalmente al momento que llegué, ellos no se sentían bien con sus piernas, entonces querían quedarse en casa. Y yo recibí un mensaje después de haber llegado para decir, no, quédate en la cama, no van. Entonces, ok. Entonces fui al parque, tomé mi café, compré pan y fruta para el desayuno y luego tuve 2 clases en la mañana. Tomé un poco tiempo para tocar el violonchelo. Hace mucho que no lo hago. Y ¿qué más? Luego una clase en la tarde. Estábamos haciendo práctica de la pronunciación en inglés y conversación un poco. Y ahorita tengo una pausa. Yo creo que voy a salir para imprimir una foto y que necesito para mañana. Y al rato tengo el grupo de conversación en inglés con los vecinos. Bonjour tout le monde. Aujourd'hui c'est mardi le 15 janvier et je parle un petit peu sur aujourd'hui. Ce matin je me suis levé tôt pour amener mes enfants à l'école, mais finalement, au moment que je suis arrivé pour les amener, ils allaient rester parce qu'ils avaient mal aux jambes. Donc finalement, j'ai reçu le message pour dire ah, bah, finalement, ils ne vont pas, tu peux rester au lit. Je dis, mais je suis dehors, je suis déjà arrivé. Ah, bon, tant pis. Donc, je suis retourné chez moi et j'ai pris mon café. Je suis allé marcher dans le parc. Donc, ça fait du bien sortir le matin et aussi sortir la nuit et avoir plus d'exercice. Et ouais, j'aime bien ça. Et j'ai eu quelques cours en anglais et j'ai aussi joué au violoncelle. Ça fait un moment que je ne le pratique pas. Et après, j'ai eu un cours d'anglais. Et là, j'ai une pause. Je vais manger. Et ce soir, il y aura une session avec les voisins pour pratiquer l'anglais. Voilà. Hallo an alle, heute ist der 15. Tag im Januar und heute Morgen bin ich früh aufgestanden, aber meine Kinder waren sie hatten weh zu Beine und sie wollen nicht ins Schule zu gehen. Also ich bin bei ihnen gegangen, aber ich hatte eine Aufnahme. Sie gehen nicht ins Kur. Du kannst ins Bett bleiben. Ich bin jetzt hier, aber es tut mir leid. Du kannst zurück bei dir zu gehen. Und ich bin im Park gegangen und es freut mich sehr, spazieren gehen und und auch ich habe ein bisschen Brot und Bananen und Apfel gekauft für Frühstück und ich hatte einige Stunden auf Englisch und ich habe ein bisschen Zeit für Violoncell zu spielen und andere Stunde auf Englisch und jetzt habe ich ein bisschen Zeit für Mittagessen, aber es ist jetzt 5 Uhr. Diesen Abend habe ich Zeit mit die Nachbar für Englisch zu sprechen zusammen. Und das ist alles für heute. Ciao a tutti. Oggi è il giorno 15 e stamattina ho cominciato il giorno alle 5:30 perché non sono andato con i miei figli alla scuola, ma sono andato alla sua casa, ma quando sono arrivato ho visto un messaggio per dire che non vanno alla scuola, i loro gambe hanno pain, non vogliono andare. E sono ritornato a casa e sono andato in park, ho bevuto caffè E ho fatto alcune lezioni d'inglese, ho suonato musica con il violoncello e dopo questo ho fatto una lezione d'inglese e ora ho un po' di tempo per mangiare e stasera parlo inglese con amici che abitano qui vicino. Questo è tutto. Всем привет! Сегодня 15 января. И сегодня утром я начал день утро. Но когда я был к моим детям, они не хотели поехать в школу, и они хотели сидеть дома, и я вернулся домой, и также я был в парк, чтобы погулять и выпить кофе и подумать. У меня было занятие на английском, и также я играл немного cello, и у меня было занятие на английском. Сейчас я хочу поесть, и вечером у меня будет встреча, чтобы разговаривать с соседями на английском. Это все на сегодня. Большое спасибо. Пока.